Welcome back to theredheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and we're going to be working on these gorgeous scarves that you see here. This is called the Spectrum Scarves, and it's a free pattern available on redheart.com. But let me save you some time for searching. Just go into more information of this video. You'll see a direct link that'll jump you over so you can save yourself some searching. So today I'm going to work on Red Heart Boutique changes, and the original pattern calls for Red Heart Boutique Magical, but it's easier to show one color here on camera. I'm using a size 6.5mm or a size K Susan Bates crochet hook today, but I really want to draw your attention to the sample that we have here, and you will notice that we have our edging, which I'm holding on both sides, and you will notice that there's clusters right in the middle, and there's a total of 5 of them, and so we just need to make sure that these clusters always stay in groups of 5. There's actually only 3 rows to this pattern plus the conclusion row, and you have row 1, 2, and 3. 3 is identical throughout the entire scarf, and then once you get to the end, just leave enough yarn so you can do a single crochet edge just like you would have started at the very beginning. So this is a very easy pattern. Let's get started right now. To begin, I just want you to take your string and just put it up over your finger twice and just pinch the first part here. This is the back of my hand forward. I'm going to take the back string, move it up over the forward, and I'll take the new back one and just put it up over my finger and slip in my crochet hook. There are slower tutorials on how to do that if you wish. If you know how to do a slip knot, you can do it whatever way that you feel most comfortable. Now it's calling for a chain of 16. In the rules of crochet, this never counts as 1, so let's just begin to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So continuing on with row number 1, what it's saying now is to single crochet second chain from the hook and then each chain across and then turn. So we're just going to look at it here. This is the 1, 2. Okay, so this is the first one on the hook. This is from the second. Slip in your crochet hook into the second, just like this. Grab it, pull it through, and then pull through 2. That is a single crochet. So let's go on to the next one. So just going into the next chain available, just grabbing the yarn, pulling it through, and just pull it through 2. So next chain available, pull it through 2, and now I'm going to show you one more time. So just going into the next chain, pull through 2, and just continue to do that all the way across, and I'll meet you back up on the other side and we'll turn this and go on to row number 2. So I have my single crochet all the way across, and I simply want to just turn my work now and get ready for row number 2. And in row number 2 we're going to start to do clusters, which are those 5 that I showed you in the very beginning. And the cluster, what it is there's an abbreviation in the pattern. It's called special abbreviation, and CL is the representation. It's called cluster. And what a CL is, a cluster is yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, and do that 3 times all around the stitches indicated, then yarn over and draw through all 4 loops on the hook. So I'm going to show you exactly what that is. In the pattern you'll see YO, that like you might think as yo-yo, but that's short for yarn over. So let's begin the pattern here, and it says that we need to chain 4. So let's do that right away. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in the pattern that says that counts as a treble, and when we get to the other side we're going to do a treble, so that's how it's going to balance on both sides. So what it's saying now is that we need to skip the first single crochet and double crochet into the second. So normally in single crochet here we would go right into this first one. We just simply want to go into the second there. Okay, so we're just going to double crochet ourselves in as normal. So this is the fun part. This is when we begin the cluster, and you can read that abbreviation. I will put it on the screen for you right now as well. And basically we just want to chain 3. This is how we start it. So we're going to chain 3, and what we need to do, this is the other double crochet here. We want to work around this piece here, and we're going to do 3 we're going to do a cluster around that. So let's begin. We're just going to wrap the material, going in behind the post, pull through. You will have 3 on your hook. You're just going to pull through 2 and hold it. And what we want to do is gather these up in groups so that there's 4 loops left on your hook. So let's begin the next one. So we're going to wrap, go into the post, pull through. We're only going to pull through 2. Okay, ignore these 2 here. Just pull through 2 and hold. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to wrap, go behind the post, Okay, and pull through 2, and now you have 4 loops on your hook, so you know you're done. You're just going to grab the yarn and pull it through. So that's what a cluster is. We will do this again, don't you worry. So now it's saying to double crochet, so we're going to skip over 2 single crochets on the line, going over to the 3rd, and we're just going to double crochet in, and we're going to do a double crochet as I just said, like that. And now we want to chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3, going behind this post again that we just created down here, and we want to do another cluster. So we're going to wrap, going around that post, pull through 2, and hold. Do it again. So wrap, go behind the post, pull the yarn through, and then pull through 2 and hold. So wrap and through, pull through 2 and hold, and you will continue to do that until you have your 4 loops. Then you pull the yarn all the way through all 4. We want to skip the next 2 on the chain there and double crochet in. Okay, and we're going to begin another cluster. So chaining of 3, 1, 2, and 3. We want to use this post right underneath. So wrap, through, pull through 2 and hold. Wrap, through, pull 2 and hold. Wrap, through, pull through 2 and hold. You now have 4 loops. So pull through all 4 and begin again. So we're going to double crochet. We're just going to skip another 2 on the line, going in for a double crochet. Okay, so pull chain 3, and now you're on the post here again, and we're just going to wrap through 2 and hold. Wrap and through, pull through 2 and hold. Wrap, through, pull through 2 and hold. You got your 4 on there, and pull through all. So we have 4 clusters already. We still have to do 1 more. So we should end up with the correct number of stitches. So let's skip over another 2. And if you've done it right, you will only have 1 stitch left over at the end for your final, which is correct. So let's begin. So we're going to chain 3 and do the final cluster. Okay. I've been showing you the cluster all the way through, and then pull through all 4, and then the final stitch that we have is a treble. Just like we chained up 4 on this side, we're going to be doing a treble on this side. And how we do a treble is we wrap and wrap, going into the stitch in the line, pull through 2, 2, and 2, and voila, you have your row number 2 done. So now let's begin row number 3, and in this row this is identical to what we're going to be doing for the remainder of this pattern. So let's begin by turning our work just like so, and this is the same, so just pay attention to this particular line, because this line is what you're going to be doing for the entire project until the last line. So let's just chain up 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it says double crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, cluster over the posts of the DC just made 5 times, and then treble in the top of the chain 4. So let's begin. Right where all of these clusters, the last one that's just lying on top is where we're going to be playing throughout the entire line. So what we're going to just do is we've chained up our 4, we are going to double crochet around that post that's leaning over. Okay, and we're just double crocheting there, and we're going to begin another cluster. So the clusters are chaining of 3, and this double crochet that we just put into the top of the line below is where we're going to put that cluster. And this is the same, and you can just tell that the yarn just changed its texture on its own, and so it's almost like a shoelace material now. And so you just want your 4 loops on the hook and pull through all 4. So you immediately now jump to the next cluster that is leaning over on the line below. Just grab it around the top of the one that's lying over and put in a double crochet, and now chain 3 again. So 1, 2, and 3, and we want to cluster around this double crochet that we just did. So we're just going to cluster it. Okay, pull through all 4 loops, and then we just immediately jump to the next cluster. It's just on the top one that's lying over, just a double crochet, and now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're going to wrap our cluster around the double crochet we just made. So you can see that when this is in magical, because the yarn is really textured and really quite fuzzy in some spots, you don't get a good sense of what the stitches are doing, and that's what makes it very appealing for me. So we've done that cluster. We're going to double crochet into the top of the very next one that's available in the line below, and now we chain 3 again to form another cluster. So you will always have 5 clusters working across. This line is identical for the remainder of the project until you get to the last line, which we'll cover that in just a second. And so we got that cluster done, so we're just going to immediately double crochet into the last cluster, and you know, the one that's lying on its side. And now let's put in a cluster there. Okay, and pull through. And now the final one is that we want to do a treble. So when we were over here, we chained up 4, so we're going to do a treble here, which is the equivalent to on this side, and we're going to wrap and wrap, and we're just going to come right into the top of the chaining of 4 on the side there, and we're just going to pull through 2, 2, and 2. Just like that, and that concludes it. So if you need to review that line one more time, just skip back in the video, but that's exactly, this line is exactly what you need to do for the remainder of the project. So when you come to the end, just leave enough material so you can do a single crochet along the top, and we're just going to turn it here, and let's follow along with the instructions that we have. So if this was your last line, here's what you're going to do. You're just going to chain 1, and it says to single crochet in the treble. So we're just going to single crochet right into the top of the treble, just like there. And now it says to put 2 single crochets into the next chain 3 of space. This lying over on its side is the chain 3 in the cluster on the row below, and it says that there's supposed to be 2 single crochets around that post. Okay, that's called the chain, or around that chain area there. And now it's saying for the next 3 times, we want to single crochet 3 times in the next chain 3 spaces. So basically, you're going to, in the middle, these are the middle 3, we're going to do the exact same thing by putting 3 single crochets around the chain 3 spaces that are on the top of the clusters that we did. So 3 single crochets each, just for the middle. So very no-brainer there. Okay, got one more to do. It's the last one. 1. Okay, so we're on our very final cluster, and this is what, let's go back to the directions. It says 2 single crochet in the next chain 3 space. So this is the chain 3 space here on the last, so we're just going to do 2 single crochets. And if you remember, we did 2 single crochets on this one, on the very first one, so that's what makes sense. And now it says to single crochet in the top of the chaining of 4, and that's basically the chaining of 4 over here that we did over there when we came up. And we just want a single crochet, and voila, you have just finished the final edge. All you just need to do now is trim off this material, weave in the edges, and voila, you got a scarf that's good to go. So there you have it. You know how to do a spectrum scarf now. You know, I'm like a woman with shoes. You have to have more than one scarf. And so I have different scarves depending on what outfit I'm wearing. You know, depends on the dress shirt that I'm wearing underneath as well. So I like to have a multiple of choices when I'm going out for a day on the town or even an evening on the town. And it's one of those patterns where I really don't have to think about it because the pattern is that simple. Join me next week as we explore Rigoletto together. I'm going to show you how to crochet with Rigoletto, but I'm also going to show you something else that they showed me at the Red Heart Hut office on what you can do with that. And it is so cheating when it comes to the yarn arts that I think you're going to love it. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the crochetcrowd.com. And until next week, I want you to have a great, super creative week ahead. We'll see you.